That's where I'm going from. And hopefully this is live on Facebook. Hi, everyone. I'm Lynette Shepard, and welcome to Restore Your Metabolism, Transform Your Life. Simple tips and tricks that really work to making you feel younger, to making you look younger, to making you feel better. Very excited to have you all on here tonight. Like I said, fingers crossed this is on Facebook Live as well. Just learning all this stuff. But anyway, I'm going to tell you my story real quick. This is how excited I am to see you. Not because it's all that interesting, but it's important that you know I'm a real person. That's why my tagline is real results for real people. And you can relate and you can trust me and you know what I'm talking about and you know that I've experienced things. Really, this story is supposed to be about you and your transformation to a healthier, younger, better life. But like I said, I just want you to understand, I am not some health freak. I do not live in a bubble. I love to live life to the fullest, love to go to parties. I do exercise. I love exercising, but I don't live in a gym. Everything I do is to stay healthy. Could I be healthier? Absolutely. If you're very disciplined, you're going to have a higher level of health and wellness than I might. But I've learned how to compensate for the things that I like doing to protect my health, to protect my wellness, and still stay in shape, stay healthy, stay young, looking good, feeling good. And we can do it forever. But like I said, I want you to be the next hero of this story. I'm just the teacher. I'm just the messenger. Why do I do it? Because I love it. Seriously, this is something I could talk about and teach all the time. It comes naturally to me. And I love it so much. I'm constantly learning and bringing new information to my life. And then I get to pay it forward and continue to share it with my clients. So this isn't a one and done unless you want it to be that way. There's always more information to learn. But anyway, just real quick history on me. So you know that I have transformed my own life, as I used to be a little bit of a party girl. Love to, well, first of all, I smoked cigarettes for a long time and a lot of them. Drank a lot. I bartended, so I said I drank for a living and I was really good at my job. Shouldn't really say that. A little maybe recreational drug use in there too, but really, honestly, I abused my poor body. And then on top of it, I ate horribly because it was a size, you know, like I was a 6, 7, 8, right around there. I always have been. I thought it was healthy. You know, some of us think if we look good, if we're a good size, we're healthy. Well, that's not true. I was a skinny, fat person. I lived, besides on alcohol and cigarettes, carbs, pasta, rice, bread. I hardly ate any protein or hardly any fruits and vegetables. And you guys, that's mainly what our bodies need to be healthy. Oh my goodness. And I thought I was healthy just because I looked good, right? And then I started working out. And I worked out pretty much because then I quit smoking. I was afraid I was going to gain weight. So I started working out. Didn't change my eating much. And friends even used to say, geez, for someone who's so healthy, you sure drink a lot. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Somehow I can metabolize it, you know, making excuses. But this is what I thought. I thought the food pyramid, well, let's get to that lovely food pyramid, was the way we were supposed to eat. Anybody else buy into this? Where we're supposed to be eating mostly carbs? It does say protein, fruits, and vegetables are the next most important thing, but I just kind of went to the carbs and maybe fast food even. Anyway, this is what I was buying into. And I just assumed because I did look good that my body was metabolizing it. And I was made to eat that way. Well, I met my husband, finally 31 years old, met my husband and knew I had to get healthy because we were going to get married and we were going to have kids. And I had to get healthy because I was going to be carrying life. I had to nourish both myself and a baby. And it worked. Still didn't really understand how foods affected the body. But I got rid of the alcohol, the cigarettes, the drugs, and really started focusing more on protein for the baby and things like that. So I made some adjustments and it worked. I had my first child at 35 and second at 37, both great pregnancies, worked out all the way through the pregnancies, literally till the day before I had the kids. And the deliveries were amazing as well. I was blessed. Well, number 3 came along and I had gestational diabetes. From all the abuse that I had given my pancreas over the years with the alcohol and the carbs, because alcohol and carbs, they're all sugar. I didn't eat a lot of sweets, but I got that all in the alcohol. What you'll learn is that sugar doesn't always just taste sweet. Sugar doesn't always come in a bakery or something like that. It's how the body metabolizes it from the neck down. And that's all I had. So my pancreas was so overworked by insulin response, insulin response, insulin response, that by the time I had the baby or got pregnant with my third, it wasn't producing insulin anymore. So I had to go on a very, I don't want to say a strict diet, but I had to watch my blood sugars. I had to test them morning, noon, at night. I can't really remember if it was before or after every single meal, but I had to keep my blood sugars in a certain range. What did that do? Well, number one, I didn't have to use insulin. And number two, oh, there's my husband. I forgot to put these pictures in of us. So yes, this is my husband. This is the person that gave me a reason to get healthier, have some babies. But this is what I looked like with my third. I was all baby. I only gained 25 pounds and she was a 9-pound baby. What does this mean? This means, and here they are. Here they are now. This is my son, Andy. This is why I do everything I do. Andy, Haley, and Sarah. And here they are, same order. Andy, Haley, Sarah. This was one of our vacations. But they're so happy and healthy looking. I just love these. They make me smile. Not just the kids, these pictures. But anyway, where was I? Oh, what does this mean? I didn't really gain any weight. I gained a little bit of weight, but like I said, it was all baby. I burned fat. I was the healthiest I had ever been. And here's the thing though, I knew it was because I was regulating my blood sugars, but I didn't understand how. I didn't understand the correlation between them. But this was huge information. I thought I would stick with it, but because I didn't understand it, I really didn't. A few years later, I noticed that, my pants were getting a little tighter. And this is kind of how I stay the same size I am. Sometimes they're a little bigger, sometimes they fit great. And then when they start getting a little tight, I pull in the reins and I learn more. I eliminate something that I let sneak back into my diet. But anyway, somebody invited me to evaluate what was marketed as a weight loss system. And I had no interest. I don't believe in diets. And I'm going to talk about why I don't. And I went kicking and screaming. And what I found out, I was supposed to be there. This was honestly God's plan for me to hear this, because it was a system that educated people on how to regulate blood sugars. They say to lose weight. I'm going to say to lose inches. Folks, I'm going to tell you right up front, weight is a deceptive measurement. I hate weight loss programs. I don't like anybody having a beginning weight or telling me they're losing weight. Weight doesn't tell you if you're losing fat or muscle. I will tell you this, if you're losing a lot of weight on the scale, you're probably losing muscle. My clients lose inches of fat and it hardly reflects on the scale, because at the same time, we're increasing muscle mass and that weighs twice as much as what fat does. So weight is a liar. Weight, the scale's a liar. Weight is a deceptive measurement. We measure in inches and body fat percentage. That's how you know if you really are getting healthy and if you truly are correcting and restoring your metabolism. So this system talked all about that. I got fired up. I got excited because I had lived it. I wanted to get back in that lifestyle. I wanted to melt the fat, increase the muscle, and be a lean, mean, fat burning muscle machine for life. So I got certified. I learned everything about it. And I've been teaching that system ever since, adding on things that I've learned, experiences, and other education I've gotten over the years. And I've not only been able to transform my own life, seriously, you guys, I'm 61 years old. I feel like I'm in my 20s. Obviously there's moments I feel my age, but I have energy and I feel good. I wake up early in the morning. I am joyful. I'm optimistic. I'm positive, and it's because I feel good. I don't have a lot of aches and pains. I'm not on any medications, and I live a productive life. I plan on living until I'm 120. My kids, none of them are married or anything. Nobody has any kids. So I want to be around for my grandchildren. I want to be on that floor playing with them. And I want to be able to get up, carrying them around and not get tired or not have aches and pains or be disabled or unable to do the things I want to do with them. So I'm on a mission to stay young forever, but I'm on a bigger mission to bring people with me. And that's what I've been doing over the past 20 years, is helping people get healthy and stay healthy and feel younger and look younger and live a good, high quality life for as long as they want to. I'm just taking it to a whole new level now. I want to reach more people. So I'm doing new things. I've got a new website. I'll have it all up at the end. I'm starting a YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram. I have to learn all this. It's all new for me. It's out of my wheelhouse, and I've been resisting for years at the encouragement of many clients. And I finally got a word, and so I'm moving forward with it. So does this sound exciting to you? Like, what about you? Would you like to feel better? Would you like to look and feel younger? Would you like to have a higher quality of life? Be positive, energetic all throughout the day, no aches and pains, less medications, to like heal and correct your body, because that's what I did. I healed that old abused body and feel better and look better than I did 20 years ago. Well, yeah, that was only my 40s 20 years ago. Good Lord, time flies. Anyway, anybody can do it. If I can do it and if I can restore my health, you can too. And I want to help you. So let's see, what are the benefits of regulating blood sugars? Because it's not just about getting smaller, even though that's really the one that everybody's looking forward to. We're talking about reduced inflammation, which means less aches and pains, increased energy and stamina. Man, I actually have to tell you, I love working out. And when I am, I'm thanking God and I'm grateful that I can move the way I do and that my muscles respond the way they do. Do I have to work out harder now that I'm older? Yes. And that's very annoying. Because as we age, we lose muscle mass. So, I'm having a hard enough time just retaining muscle mass. I'm not in a muscle building stage just because I'm not willing to commit that much time to the gym. And this is why some of the things we do can help compensate for what you are and aren't willing to do. I'm going to talk later about how I can customize an approach for you if you're interested. But anyway, reduced fatigue. How would you like to not be crashing tired at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon and to be able to do things at night without being tired? I will admit I go to bed earlier than I did before, but I'm also getting up earlier in the morning. Balances your hormones. So you're feeling more youthful. You have increased lean muscle and reduced fat. So you change your body composition. When you have a higher ratio of muscle to fat, muscle dictates metabolism and you're in a constant state of fat burning. Your immune system is strengthened and your digestive system. You heal them both. Increased flexibility so you can get up and down fast and it's not the slow, achy process. You have an increased sense of well-being, which reduces anxiety. The ability to deal with stress is increased. Things don't bother you as much. And then, of course, excuse me, there's the increase in self-esteem and confidence. You feel empowered. That's what I want to do. I want to empower you to live a good quality life. I'm hoping I have what you're looking for. Well, I know I do. You just don't know it yet. Water, 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 man. You got to drink a lot of water. So 20 years later, I am honestly convinced this is a fountain of youth for anyone. Doesn't matter age, doesn't matter gender. It doesn't matter if you're struggling with a health challenge or if you had a health challenge and you want to get back to where you were before that challenge. I have stories that I could tell you, man, the heroes of my stories. A young man who got so much healthier, he had the confidence to join the Marine Corps. A cancer survivor who called me crying, who went for a walk and said, honestly, I never, ever thought I'd be able to do this and feel this way again. I will forever be grateful for your guidance. Oh my gosh. People with inflammatory disease, autoimmune disease, who are tired and in pain, who have been able to reduce that pain. Story after story after story. One gal who honestly, she eats this much sugar and she's in pain. And she didn't realize that that was the cause of her pain for all those years. So who's next? Who else wants to know these things? Hopefully it's someone who's watching today. I always say you don't know what you don't know. And you know what? That's me too. This is why I'm continually getting educated and bringing new information. But what happens if we don't search out this information? What happens if you don't want to know the information out there? You just keep doing what you've been doing and you keep getting the same results you've been getting. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, those are not healthy results. What do most of us do? Diet, increase exercise that we can't stick to, or the med spas with elective surgeries and things like that. And I'm not against all that. I had, a little Botox up here and I've done some things. My friends know what I've done. I'm not going to get into all those dirty details now, but if we have a one-on-one conversation, I'm more than willing to share. But let's talk about these diets. I am going to tell you right now, not only do diets not work, I mean, changing what you eat in that sense of a diet, what you're consuming does, but these fad diets and gimmicky diets and even diet programs, I'm not going to name the names, you know them all, can make you crazy. Measuring macros and micros and eating to your blood type and eating to your body shape and keto and paleo and vegan and this and that. And I'm not saying there's not something good about all of them, but first, you have to have a foundation of just good, healthy eating and get the blood sugars regulated. Make that normal. And then, if you want to try something like intermittent fasting, along with that, if you want to see what type of eating for your blood type on top of that, because maybe there are a couple things that you need to eliminate, et cetera, et cetera. But it has to start with a solid foundation. Here's what these diets do. You end up eating very differently than what your body is used to eating. So you send your body into starvation mode. Your body thinks you're starving. It doesn't know that you've got a refrigerator full of food over in the kitchen, and it slows down and it stores and hangs on to fat. This is a survival mechanism that's built right into your body. So as you start losing weight, you're losing muscle. And this is why the scale looks so great. You're literally melting muscle away. And as you melt muscle, you slow your metabolism and you store more fat. This is why you will hear chronic dieters say, it's really weird. I'm about 2 or 3 sizes bigger than I was 20 years ago, but I weigh the same. That's because fat weighs half of what muscle does. So if you're losing that muscle and replacing it with fat, it's not going to reflect on the scale, but you're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Diets are the worst thing you can do for your body. Do not do them. You have to be measuring your body fat percentage, and you have to be measuring inches, not the scale. You also have to be nourishing your body and feeding your body so you do not get thrown into starvation mode. The next one is exercise. Hey, all for exercise. But unfortunately, what a lot of people will do is they'll get into this big, huge gym program that they can't maintain forever. They'll do it for 6 months, and then all of a sudden they're done doing it. And if they've gained any muscle in that time, and then they stop working out, that muscle is going to turn to fat. So again, we're just defeating the purpose. I also want you to understand something too. You can't out-exercise a bad way of eating. Okay. You could be in the gym all the time. You cannot out-exercise. Now, can you exercise to compensate for overeating the day before? Absolutely, because you're going to burn fat, you're going to burn calories, and you're going to increase muscle. I'm going to talk about calories though in a minute, because calorie is not a calorie. You cannot out-eat. Like, you can't eat so perfectly that you don't have to exercise. You must do cardio, and you must do weight-bearing exercise, or you will lose muscle mass as you age. You have to do both. There's even more you have to do, but it's not the Medi Spas. Now, those can help, but I'll tell you what, look at my neck. I keep saying, oh, I'd love to have this pulled up, but guess what? Gravity's gravity. It's going to go right back down. And maybe it'll look better for a little while. And even when the gravity pulls it back down, it'll look a little bit better, but it's all temporary. Everything that we do as a society is temporary because we never get the education to keep it realistic long term. And that's what I take pride in, is educating you so it's something that you can do forever and have those forever results. So there's 4 steps to correcting your metabolism. And this is what I teach you. And I'm going to go through 2 at a time. It's education, low glycemic eating, exercising, and supplementation. But first, let's talk about education. When you are educated on how your body responds to doing certain things, you are more likely to do the positive ones and less likely to do the negative ones. And you are also more aware of when something happens. If I'm teaching you about the negative consequences of X and you experience it, you're going to be like, oh, that's why I should not do that again. If I educate you on the positive results of why, and you feel and see that positive result, you're more likely to do that. So and this is what was lacking when I regulated my blood sugars when I was pregnant. I didn't understand what was going on, so I didn't maintain that way of eating. Consciously, I saw that it worked, I felt that it worked, but I didn't know how or why. So it was almost impossible for me to continue. I mean, I could have, you know what I mean? So the education in here is what really keeps you in the game and keeps you making good choices and avoiding the bad choices. Low glycemic eating. All right, first of all, we are sugar addicts. And by eating low glycemic, we're going to break that addiction to sugar, and we're going to break the insulin response, and we're going to get ourselves out of fat storage. As you can see on this little graph, when your blood sugars are regulated like this, oh, I'm pointing, here you are in fat burning zone, right? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, that's all fat burning. The minute you eat sugar, your blood sugars spike, you have an insulin response, you are in fat burning, and fat storage. As soon as that insulin eats up that sugar, your blood sugars crash. Now you're tired, you're crabby, and you're craving. This is like, you know what I'm talking about. This is like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, or maybe like 8 or 9 at night, where some people will just go right to the refrigerator and drink some orange juice. Like, your body is so addicted to sugar, you will put something in your mouth without even thinking of it to get that sugar rush. And then the insulin response comes, and then you crash again. Fat storage, fat storage, fat storage, fat storage. We got to level that out so you're in a constant state of fat burning. And you do this with low glycemic foods, which do not impact your blood sugars. So if you're like this and you eat candy and your blood sugar spikes, or you eat an apple and it doesn't, you're going to stay in fat burning. And that's what we're going to teach you. We're going to teach you all about low glycemic eating. And let me tell you, you can eat well low glycemic and be satisfied, not hungry, not craving. That's what makes it so freaking amazing and fun to do and exciting, and why you get the results, real results for real people. Exercise. You need to, we need to change body composition. I told you I was a skinny fat person. This was me right here. I had more fat than muscle. Just because I was small did not mean I had a good body composition. I had to increase my muscle, therefore burn fat. I say this all the time. I would much rather be a larger person that was a lean, mean muscle machine with no fat on and all muscle than a skinny fat person. This protects you from all sorts of health challenges, mainly diabetes, which leads to cancer and heart problems. So we need to burn that fat and increase the muscle. And through exercise and low glycemic impact eating, you get a double whammy. And it just goes like this. Oh, I sure hope this is exciting to somebody. I'm going to be starting classes. I always get ahead of myself, the beginning of the month. So I just love seeing people's results at the end of the month, where they're like, oh my gosh. The other thing is science-based supplementation. Folks, people say, do I have to take vitamins? Yes. This is not a luxury anymore. This is a necessity. Our food does not have the nutritive value it had years ago, period. It does not. Not to mention, it's processed and it's fake. Half of it's genetically modified. Labels are deceptive. I mean, really, if you are not eating foods that don't come out of a can, a box, or a bag, or a freezer section, you want to be eating foods without a label. That's how you know. And even then, the way meats are farmed and all sorts of things, the way fruits and vegetables are picked before they're ripe and they're in storage for months before they even get to the shelf, they aren't ripening on the vine, so they're not increasing their nutritive value. Ripening a tomato on your shelf it makes it redder. It doesn't make it more healthy. Our food, that's a whole nother seminar, but our food does not have the value. So we must supplement. Our bodies need certain amount of nutrients, and we aren't getting them from our food. If you want to regulate blood sugars and you want to nourish your body, it's a necessity for sure. So now I'm going to kind of dig deep into a couple of these, because I want to give you some meat and potatoes that you can walk away with. If you're not ready to commit to any of the programs or the coaching sessions that I offer, that's fine. I'm happy you're on here, and I want you to get something that you can take away. So let's get into some education, okay? There's 2 principles for optimal health. This is just basic wellness, and that's cleansing and detoxifying our systems, and feeding and nourishing. I just said it. Our lifestyles and our food sources do not support either of these basic principles, and we're not getting the toxins out. We're not eliminating all the food we're consuming. It's building up in there. It's giving our bodies a toxic environment. And then on top of it, when we do think we're nourishing ourselves, there's not enough nutrition in, and our bodies are unable to absorb it, to take it where it needs to go. This is why people have digestive issues and immune issues and all sorts of health issues. So we need to do more. We need to be proactive. This is why I call my programs really wellness solutions and wellness programs. Even though you will shrink and lose a few sizes, it's about getting healthy. It's about getting the toxins out and nourishing your body so it can thrive, survive, and live a good, productive life. Let's talk a little bit about our digestive system, because this is really, they're saying the gut is the new brain. This is where everything's going on. And this is true. I'm not going to get into that's again, a whole nother seminar, but let's talk about the digestive system and how it works. First of all, it starts in your mouth. Just me talking about it, my mouth is watering. And in that saliva, there are digestive enzymes. Those enzymes in the saliva start the digestive process and breaking down that food. The next step is chewing. So together, chewing and the digestive enzymes in the saliva really start. Then it goes down into your stomach. Follow my little arrow here. And when the food gets into your stomach, acids, digestive acids are released to break this food down into a liquid isotonic capable form called chyme, CHYME. Isotonic means your body recognizes it as a bodily fluid like blood, sweat, or tears. And your pyloric valve opens up. There's a little valve right here at the bottom of the stomach, back there somewhere, where the chyme dumps in to this small intestine, these little ones in here, and nutrition is absorbed. There's these finger-like substances that line the insides of the small intestines, and they're like straws that suck out all the nutrition from the food. What's left is waste that goes into the large colon, travels all the way here until it comes out and you poop. You have a bowel movement. You know, if you think of newborn babies, what do? You feed them, you either nurse them or give them a bottle and they poop. That previous meal comes out. I mean, really, we're supposed to be pooping 3 times a day or after every time we eat. But our systems have been compromised. First of all, when you're being potty trained, these kids are afraid to poop. Then they get too busy. They're toddlers and they're playing and they don't want to stop doing what they're doing to go poop. Then you get a job and you can't stop doing what you're doing to go poop. No. So anyway, so we really start slowing things down. Some people have great digestive systems, some do not. Women actually a lot have challenges where they don't eliminate maybe once or twice a week. Actually, I used to be that person. Now I'm daily. And I've corrected that. Again, personal experience. So back to this whole system here. What is our current way of eating and lifestyle doing to this poor digestive system? Well, first of all, we don't eat enough fiber. The average American eats about 7 grams of fiber and we need about 30, women 25, men 30. And if we don't get it, our food can't move through this whole digestive system efficiently. It starts gunking up. It's going to gunk up the little microvilli. It's going to gunk up the colon. And when you do poop, all the food didn't come. Some of it is still stuck on the sides of that colon wall. And day after day, week after week, month after month of this fiberless food, you get buildup on that colon. The colon wall will expand just like a pantyhose, like ladies who wear pantyhose, and the toxins will permeate the colon wall into the bloodstream, and they will settle in lymph nodes and all sorts of things and compromise your wellness. So we need to get that poop out. We need to keep things moving. The other thing is that it's processed. So now our gut get back over to the gut here, having a hard time digesting wheat. Our wheat is a hybrid. People are like, oh, this gluten-free stuff is all just a scam to sell gluten-free food. No, people are very quickly becoming gluten intolerant or allergic or celiac because it's foreign to our bodies. This is not the same wheat from years ago. It's been modified and our stomachs cannot digest it. So most people become intolerant and it destroys their digestive system, the microbiome, everything. You're hearing so many digestive issues, and this is part of it. Corn is genetically modified. Dairy is horrible to the digestive system. It's an inflammatory and very toxic. Let's not talk about all the hormones and chemicals that are in the food. So we're really giving our poor digestive systems a run for their money. So let's get back to those little microvilli that are getting all gunked up from the lack of fiber. This is what they're supposed to look like, free flowing. And in between all those little fingers, nutrition, the nutrients from the food are being sucked right in. And then, like I said, the waste is going out. But what do ours look like? Mostly like that, stuck together. So now what's happening? When that chyme, when that isotonic solution of food is flowing, it's just hitting the surface. Maybe it's getting a little bit to the sides here. And it probably has no nutritive value anyway. So how much nutrition do you think your body's getting? This is probably why you're hungry all the time, that or ghrelin, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But we need to clean these up. We need to open them up so they can suck up food. We need to get fiber in there. We need to get nutrients in there. And we need to feed our bodies. We need to cleanse and detoxify. We need to feed and nourish our bodies. All the things that I just said is why our systems are compromised. It's processed white stuff like white bread, white pasta, sugars, and little fiber. We aren't eating the clean foods, the raw vegetables and fruits that are full of fiber and act like little toothbrushes in there to clean those microvilli so they're free flowing and attach to any buildup in the colon and pull it out when you have a bowel movement. So not only does this compromise our ability to eliminate properly and get rid of toxins and absorb nutrition, which all in turn compromises our ability to be healthy, but it also compromises our endurance during workouts and our recovery after workouts and our energy levels. It creates an acidic environment in our body, which is a breeding ground for inflammation and disease. We have to clean it up and we have to feed ourselves. So there's two steps: cleansing and detoxifying. How do you do it? By clean eating for 7 days. This is all fresh, nothing processed, nothing in a can, a box, nothing with a label, nothing from the deli case because they put nitrates and nitrites in that. It's got to be fresh food. You can't have grains, not even good carbs for the week, because you want to get everything out. You even have to reduce your proteins because proteins interfere with this detoxification process. They interfere with the phytonutrients from the fruits and vegetables to work and cleanse you. You can't have sweetened beverages, even if it's calorie or sugar-free. We want to get all the taste out of sweets out of our mouth, out of our system, because even just drinking something that tastes sweet makes us want more sweets, even though it's not doing anything to our blood sugars. Can't have dairy, coffee, soda, or alcohol. You're just eating clean for that week. And that's how you're going to clean those microvilli and flush everything out. I talked about the benefits of regulating blood sugars earlier. Well, there's benefits of starting with a cleanse because you're cleaning the palate. And after this, after you get that processed, you really don't even know how tasteless our food is. Go to another country and eat their fruits and vegetables. It's so much better, so much more flavorful. A tomato is sweet and juicy. The fruits and vegetables. I mean, I bought apples the other day. They don't even taste like apples. So I eat clean. So I'm talking about going to other countries. If you're eating processed food, you can't be tasting anything from those. And this really cleans the palate. It's going to clean the colon and the liver. Well, when I get to the supplement part, I include supplements because toxins filter through the liver. So we want to get that cleaned out as well. That's a whole other seminar. We're going to loosen up and free those villi to absorb nutrition. Your toxins are coming out, all the preservatives, chemicals, chlorine from your water, nitrates, nitrites, caffeine, all the things in your system out. You're going to regulate blood sugars. And you know what that does? There's a whole list of benefits just from that. You're going to burn fat. You're going to regulate your hormones. You're going to sleep better. Oh my gosh, with these toxins out, you sleep like a baby, wake up refreshed, and your body's going to absorb nutrients. So that's the next step then, right? Feeding and nourishing. And this throws you into that fat burning stage because now you're going to be increasing that protein to increase muscle and become a fat burning machine. Your villi are free, colon's cleaned, and it's absorbing nutrition. Through this second step, you still need to stay away from carbs and grains, white foods, sugar, starches, processed, anything bad, and no dairy and alcohol, but you can have coffee. Just no cream in it. And you do increase the protein, and that's going to support that increased muscle. When I take people through a 30-day cleanse and detoxify, feed and nourish, it seems a little restrictive, but it's not. And it's only 30 days because you're cleansing, you're getting everything out, you're taking that one solid week, and then you're building muscle to become a fat burning machine, and you reshape and reform yourself and change that body composition. So you never feel deprived though, let me tell you. I've got the tips, tricks, and recipes where you're like, oh my gosh, I never knew I could eat so much and keep shrinking, because that's what we do. What's the benefits of nourishing your body? We've already talked about it. All the things we talked about before. One of the things I don't think I mentioned was decreasing visceral fat. In this first 30 days of cleansing and detoxifying and feeding and nourishing, the fat that you lose first is visceral fat. I should put a visual of that in here. This is the fat around your organs in your stomach. So first you lose that, and that's why you flatten up. And then the fat on the surface goes. But it all starts melting away in those 30 days. You also have an increased ability to deal with stress. I do think I mentioned that. Increased focus and mental acuity, and more energy and endurance during your workouts and during the day. This is not about eating less, folks. It's about eating more. This is another thing society has messed with us. I said, oh, here it is. A calorie is not a calorie. We keep thinking if we burn more calories than we consume, we're going to lose weight. And that is a fact. But the type of calorie you're consuming depends on if you're going to lose fat or muscle. What type of weight you lose. If you're consuming high glycemic food and you're exercising, you're going to lose weight as muscle. If you're consuming low glycemic foods, you will lose weight as fat. Let me give you an example. If you eat 1,000 calories of ice cream and you burn 1,200, you're going to lose muscle because that 1,000 calories of ice cream had no nutritive value and it spiked your blood sugars and threw you into fat storage. Okay, so you're going to lose muscle. If you had 1,000 calories of protein, lean protein and vegetables, you're going to lose fat. You're going to burn fat. Do you understand that? A calorie is not a calorie. And that's something society has us so freaking worried about. We're going to get off the weight bandwagon and we're getting off the calorie bandwagon. This is about eating more good food that supports a healthy metabolism rather than reducing your food intake and feeling restricted and deprived. Deprivation or restriction is not something that's going to happen. We're going to talk variety and eating all the time. You are not starving. You're satisfied. Here's the ghrelin leptin thing I wanted to tell you about. Here's another thing that is good for you to understand if you don't know about this already. Ghrelin is a hormone that tells you you're hungry and it lives in fat. The more fat you have on the body, more ghrelin is released all the time. So you feel hungry, hungry, hungry all the time, even after you eat, because our leptin receptors are dulled. And another hormone called leptin, which tells us you've eaten enough, stop eating, isn't responsive. So you eat past the point where you should have stopped and now you're overstuffed. And this is a vicious cycle because you're stuffed, yet an hour later, your ghrelin's in your system saying, eat again. And then you overeat, you're stuffed, ghrelin comes out, blah, 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 blah. We regulate all that through this. So the ghrelin is not telling you you're hungry and the leptin receptors are telling you stop eating when you've eaten enough. It's not about losing weight. It's about getting smaller and losing inches and losing fat. This is not about living in a bubble, but finding healthy, satisfying alternatives, and they're available everywhere. Or learning how to compensate for the things that you are not willing to give up. We talk about that too. This has to be realistic long term. This is not about being restricted, but about all the delicious possibilities that are out there. Here's a couple more tips, things that I want you to take away from. Protein and fiber with every meal makes getting smaller no big deal. That's what you should be focusing on, lean protein and lots of fiber. You can add fiber to things and that's going to lower the glycemic index. Oh, I'll get to that in a second. So let's talk about breakfast too. The first thing you consume in the morning is going to set your metabolic switch for the day. So if you eat something that spikes your blood sugar and throws you into fat storage, you're going to be in fat storage all day. You can eat broccoli, but if you eat more broccoli than you can burn off, you are going to be in fat storage. If you eat a vegetable or something with fiber or a lean protein that does not incite an insulin response, you are going to be in fat burning as long as you keep those blood sugars regulated. So cereals, bagels, toast, all those carby things in the morning, pancakes, waffles, fruit, orange juice, juices, any kind of juice. Don't do it. That just jacks your metabolism for the day and sets you in fat storage. This is the food industry trying to sell cheap food for a lot of money because you're addicted to it. They get you addicted and they know you want that in the morning. We got to reprogram your mind and we're going to reprogram your body because that's what it's used to, but we can do it. I'm going to take you through a detox prep. If you do any of my, I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea right now, but if you do the full-blown program, we really get into this. But before you do a week detox to cleanse yourself, prepare all the food, buy it, prepare it, cook it, have it in your fridge so you aren't tempted to grab something bad. Hard-boiled eggs are great. Have veggies and fruits all prepped. Maybe make a vegetable soup and just eat all these things that are allowed in a good food detox. And I've got so many thoughts, got to keep it down. All right, you can lower the glycemic index of any food with fat, protein, or fiber. Clearly, the best thing is fiber. If I want to lower the glycemic index of something or just want to add fiber to my meal, I sprinkle flax seeds and chia seeds on it. I have a bag sitting right on my counter, and I sprinkle it on everything. I don't get enough fiber. I have to do that to stay regular. And I eat lots of fruits and vegetables, but I need more than the average person just because of my digestive system. Water, water, water. I'm taking another drink right now myself. Try not to drink tap water. Really, it is bad for you, and there's chlorine in it. You're better off, and not bottled water either. This is Fiji, or filter your water with Brita or something like that. But if you just drank one of these a day, which is my goal, I usually do more, 1.5 liters, you'll see a difference. Honestly, get rid of diet soda, get rid of hydrogenated fats, reduce your sugars, and drink a lot of water, and you will see a difference. That's after the detox. You can kill any craving with an apple. There's a healthy substitute for everything, and there's a trick for everything. When I go through or take my clients through the no alcohol, I like my cocktails, no lie. And I give them up during the 21 days. And to trick myself, I'll put seltzer water in a wine glass. I don't need the drink. It's the act of having the drink. It's a psychological thing. And there's many more tricks just like that we can take you through. But here's the thing. It all starts with accountability. Coaching and accountability is combined with your desire and commitment, so you can do it and be the hero of the next story. I would love that. I have so much more to share with you if you can't tell. It's like, and I bet you want to know it all. I want to tell you everything. I want to tell you all of it. I mean, honestly, I can't even get it out in the first 30 days. That's why there's also a 12-week program as well. But you can accomplish your goals. And if you want to know how, I want to tell you. It's not about me, it's about you and me getting you there. But everybody's different. And that's why I only give so much information, because we need to tweak to an individual's personality, their lifestyle, their budget, whatever it is for you. I, over the past 20 years, have given up things I never thought I could give up. 20 years ago, when Suzanne Summers had a book out about sugar, I thought she was crazy. That's over the top. She was right. I thought all the stuff about the wheat and the gluten was a scam as well, until I educated myself with books like The Grain Brain and how that affects the way we think. So I'm going to continue to educate. I continue to learn. I've adjusted, and I'm still on the journey. So I want people to continue this journey with me. Hopefully that's you. If you're ready to restore your metabolism and transform your life, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if there's anything that I said that you can relate to, whether it's the party girl and you should be dead and you just want to heal your body and restore it to its natural wellness. Maybe you abused it with food, bad food, alcohol. Maybe you've had a health challenge. Maybe you're currently having a health challenge. You just need to feel better. You need energy. You need focus, some sort of clarity. Let's talk. I will do a free strategy call and personalize, hear what you need, and personalize something to you that's going to fit into what you're looking for. Remember what I said in the beginning? This is customizable to the person, their budget, and their lifestyle. That's what I'm talking about. For the first 10 people to respond to this, you'll get a free personal strategy call with me at www.talkwithlynette.com. It's going to generate an email, and then I'll respond to when we can schedule it, a chat time. And then I want to learn all about you. I want to hear all about how you're feeling now, what you're doing. I actually have a survey that I send before we talk, so I have an idea. And then we talk about what your goals are, what you want to accomplish. And then I'm going to give you my advice on the best way to do that. I want you to believe that I can deliver real results for real people. And I hope I've been able to impress that upon you. I don't want you to be impressed with me. I want you to be impressed with the results. I want you to be impressed that I have the energy I have at the age I have. I would do some cartwheels for you, but I can't get them. We'll talk about that too. But I want to design something that's special to you, that'll give you the results that you want. Could be one-on-one, could be a group. I'm going to tell you honestly, the group sessions are better, because when you're accountable to a whole group, you're more likely to be compliant and get the results. Like I said, I'm starting some new sessions at the beginning of the month. Again, go to www.talkwithlynette.com. We're going to do a free strategy session. This is worth anywhere from $150 to $400. When you do the call, you're not just getting my advice, but I have some free gifts for you as well. And we can get you on the road. If you decide this isn't the time, that's fine. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I only work with clients who are serious, clients who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, clients who want to feel younger, who want to look younger, who want to feel better, who want to look better. I'm not going to twist anybody's arm and try talking anybody into doing anything they don't want to do. I really just want to have a conversation with you. So I hope I hear from you. Follow, like, and subscribe to my stuff. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Hopefully this video is on Facebook. I'm starting my YouTube channel. I'm going to have Cooking with Lynette series. I'm going to have Shopping with Lynette series, and I'm going to have a Socializing with Lynette series. So we can know how to do all these things and have these little tips and tricks. And most of them are going to be for my members only section on my website, which isn't developed yet. That'll be starting. I mean, there's a page, but we're working on that. You guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so happy that you were here. I'm grateful for your time. I'm grateful for your interest. And I'm really happy that you care enough about yourself and the people in your life enough that you want to stay healthy for them, that you want to get better, look better, and feel better. I hope I hear from you. Good health and God bless. Love you guys.